Mr. Felix will be the Mr. Felix will be the one to.
Okay. He's not here yet. So, and this is 11 already.
He's standing for the DG.
But Mr. Felix is not online, so, and this is already 11 o'clock.
Okay, I think
Engineer Linda has joined.
Let me go to PCB. I know we
signed me out.
Hello, sir. Mr. T.
So
We can start. They say that Linda is one to open it, and Linda has the profile. It's not on seat on ground as we speak.
So who is going to anchor the program? Dr. Shati is online, so I think probably she can do that. Dr. Oshati. Mr. Jude.
Hello?
Mr. Jude.
Yes?
What's going on?
Let's invite Ms. Malam Hassan to say the opening speech.
Wow.
Unmute Malam Hassan.
Wow. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Tunde.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Please, would like for you to
Do the opening speech.
the opening
Okay.
speech. Yes, sir. For the
Okay.
Senate presentation.
Are we on? Am I ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, the directors online. Good morning, other colleagues. I am here to represent the DG who is unavoidably absent, and I've been mandated to acknowledge the contributions of the digital media team of the National Productivity Center for sustaining the tempo in bringing about the in-house seminars. They are doing well. I understand this edition includes, among others, the introduction of being live on Facebook also. That gives us a wider coverage. Well done, keep it up. To those who have presented so far, we urge you to tidy up your papers based on corrections that have been given at the in-house seminar sessions, and then prepare to make them journal papers. To the present presenter, Babagana Modu, whom I understand is in ACPRO PCB department of the Borno State Office, who has taken it upon himself to present a paper for us on employee motivation, a tool for organizational productivity improvement. We say thank you for doing that job. We urge that you present it to the best of your ability in such a way that people will benefit from this, your wealth of experience from the document you have. Other state office staff, we want to remind you that it has become now compulsory that you join. Not only are you required to join, but be prepared to present papers also at short notices. So you must be up and doing. As you are aware, some of the papers that were presented, questions featured on them at the last promotion interview. We will not hesitate to continue the trend. Apart from learning, we are also going to confirm that you have learned by bringing out questions from the last papers that have been presented. So we urge you to sit up, attend. As you are aware, attendance at this forum is mandatory. You should join in with your name because record will be taken of those who attended. Management is trying to put in place the idea of making recording, putting on record the attendance as part of the requirement for promotion. So you should be up and doing. It is against this background that I say all staff online now should pay attention and be prepared to contribute. As it was earlier suggested, staff should give feedback. If it is not possible during this meeting, at the end of the meeting, they should give feedback. I urge the digital media team to leave an email address or contact medium through which feedback on seminars like this can be received. And the feedback responses will be forwarded to the presenter for improvement. Thank you very much. I wish you very happy deliberations and presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We're happy for that opening remarks. Thank you, Alhaji Hassan Abdullahi, the representative of the Director General. We are so glad. And I'm sure that people have paid attention to that and will do as you have instructed us. Thank you. And you can see in the chat box, they've already sent the email for the feedback, mpcmediateam@gmail.com. So please check the chat box and send your feedback at the end of this presentation. If there are areas you feel we can improve, if there are areas you need clarification, questions, and all that, please send it through the mpcmediateam@gmail.com. All right, without wasting time, we'll go straight ahead to the presentation. And today we are going to be talking about employee motivation, a tool for organizational productivity improvement. And it is going to be taken by Mr. Babagana Modu Aji. He is an Assistant Chief Productivity Research Officer from the Productivity Capacity Building Department in Borno State Office. He has a BSc in Political Science from University of Maiduguri and a postgraduate diploma in education from Kashim Ibrahim College of Education, still in Maiduguri. He has a master's in disaster management and development studies and another master's in international relations, University of Maiduguri. He is a fellow of the Institute of Disaster Management and Safety Sciences, and he is married with 3 children. Thank you very much, sir. You're welcome to this in-house seminar, and we are so delighted to have you, and we're sure we are going to learn a lot about employee motivation as a tool for organizational productivity improvement. So without wasting time, I would ask you to please share your screen so that we can begin this presentation. Please share your screen, sir, and go ahead.
The Director General, National Productivity Center, Dr. Kashim Ako, who was ably represented by the Director and the Head of Department of Corporate Affairs and Information, Alhaji Hassan Abdullahi, all Directors and Head of Department here present, all Deputy Directors, State Coordinators, Head of Units, and my senior colleagues. All staff of National Productivity Center, good morning and welcome to this presentation. First of all, I want to use this medium to appreciate the effort of my Director General for initiating this program and many other programs which moves the center forward. I also want to use this opportunity to commend the PCB department and the digital media team for sustaining this program up to this time. And also not forgetting to congratulate my new head of department and director, productivity capacity building, Dr. Mrs. Titilola Oshati, and also to take this opportunity to congratulate the outgoing head of department and director, that is the immediate first director and HOD, Miss A.O. Adenuba. And I also appreciate the effort of my state coordinator for his maximum support, and also my colleague for their tireless effort to make sure that this program is a successful one. Good morning all. My name is Babagana Modu Aji, a staff of National Productivity Center from Borno State Office, Maiduguri. And I'm here today to present on a paper titled Employee Motivation, a Tool for Organizational Productivity Improvement. I'm from the PCB department and Assistant Chief Productivity Research Officer. These are my presentation outline for today. First of all, we will introduce the paper. After that, we will define some terms. Then we will proceed to theories of motivation. After that, we will shed more light on Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Then we will talk about strategies for motivating employee productivity in organization. Then we will look into behavior modification. Then we will also look into guidelines for motivating subordinates in organization. We'll also look into benefits of motivation, effects of poor motivation, and we'll conclude the paper. Then we have learning objectives. These are what the participant will have at the end of this paper. First of all, the general objective of this paper is to explain ways of motivating employees for organizational productivity improvement. Other objectives include: 1, to explain the concept of productivity and motivation. 2, to enable participants understand the theories of motivation. 3, the participants should be able, at the end of this lecture, the participants should be able to know the strategy for motivating employee in an organization. Another point is to identify guidelines for motivating subordinates to understand the benefits of motivation in improving organizational productivity, and to identify effects of poor motivation. These are my learning objectives.
Mr. Modu, please, can you put it on slide share?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
okay,
we
now
can.
we can hear you now.
Okay.
Please, when you're sharing your screen, can you put it on
Slideshow.
enter full screen? Yeah,
Okay. Is that okay?
slideshow, so that it's yet to
Is that
come
okay? Are we together? Is that okay? Hello, Ma, is that okay?
Well, over here, I'm yet to see it. I don't know. Digital media team, can you see him? It shows that
No,
you're
it
still
just says
sharing.
that the screen is, he has started to share, but it's not showing yet.
Yes, it
Okay,
has
you
not
join
started
me.
showing. I think it's the network. Just start sharing again.
Okay.
Okay, we can see it now.
Carry on, sir.
Okay, is that okay now?
Yes, it is.
And it's moving?
Yes.
Okay.
We can see introduction now.
Okay. So first of all, we will introduce the paper, the importance of employee motivation to achieve higher productivity in an organization. Both public and private sector cannot be overemphasized. Many organizations spend huge amount of money in order to recruit employees who are best suited for the position. These are people who are expected to produce or provide services to or exceed predetermined standard. However, one of the major problems confronting human resources management today is that of motivating workers to perform assigned tasks or to meet organizational expectations. The concept of productivity. Before we proceed, we want to understand what productivity is. Productivity has been defined in various ways, but in a simpler term, it is the relationship between output, that is goods and services produced, and the inputs. These are the resources utilized in producing those goods and services. And also, according to Prokopenko, 1987, productivity is the effective and efficient use of resources such as land, labor, capital, materials, energy, and information in the production of various goods and services in an organization. However, it should be understood that an increase in productivity means more is produced with the same or less resources. Effective and efficient utilization of resources is very important in aspect of productivity. Effectiveness is the degree to which objective is being achieved, while efficiency is how well the available resources is utilized in achieving those objectives. The other concept is motivation. Motivation is the will to act. That is the willingness of a staff or employee to act. It was once assumed that motivation had to be injected from outside. When we said outside here, we mean from the organization, not internally from the staff. So it was assumed that motivation should be injected from outside. But it is now understood that everyone is motivated by several different forces in the workplace. What motivates staff A will not necessarily motivate staff B. So what we're saying is that there are different forces or factors that motivate different workers based on the way the workers behave or the way the attitude of the workers. Seek to influence your staff or to align their own motivation with the needs of the organization. Hackman also talked about motivation, and he stated that an employee will work because the work interests him and challenges him. And when he performs effectively, the organization will reward him for doing well. We are talking about reward now. Hackman is talking about reward. When we talk about reward in motivation, reward system in motivation is not only about giving money. So motivation is not only about giving money. So reward can come in form of a recognition, in form of a promotion, in form of a appreciation, or even praise words. To release the full potential of employees, organizations are rapidly moving away from command and control, because we are talking about hierarchy and command. Max Weber and other scholars have been talking about hierarchy and command. But this time around, management consultants and other people like Heller and Hendler developed another concept which they tag as advice and consent as way of motivating their employee. After defining motivation, we want to talk about theories of motivation. The most popular theory of motivation is the first one, the Hasbach two-factor theory. One of the widely accepted theories which explain employees' motivation is that of Friedrich Hasbach, popularly called Hasbach two-factor theory. It is aimed at determining the factors that cause job satisfaction and job dissatisfaction among workers, or the attitude individuals have about their job. Hasbach developed a theory after making a research or using 203 engineers and accountants to conduct a research to know what makes staff, what brings about job satisfaction or job dissatisfaction among employees. So after making that research, Hasbach concluded with two factors. That is the intrinsic factor, otherwise called the motivators, which includes the nature of the job itself, opportunity for achieving it, opportunity for recognition, responsibility, advancement, and personal growth. These are the intrinsic factors. Then on the other hand, we have the extrinsic factor, otherwise called the hygiene or the maintenance. The first one is called the motivator, while the other one is called hygiene or maintenance factor on the other hand, which include things like organizational policy. What are the policies of that organization? Is it suitable for the workers to work? Is it conducive for them? Supervision. Does the worker have adequate supervision? Relationship with peers. Does the employees have cordial relationship with his colleague? Working condition. Is the atmosphere conducive? Salary. Is the salary lucrative or is it worthwhile? Relationship with subordinate, the way the workers' management relationship. These are the extrinsic factors. Look at it in a diagram, in a diagrammatical way. Poor hygiene factor decrease employee job satisfaction. When the condition, working condition is very poor, it will definitely decrease employee job satisfaction. That's why the arrow is going down. While the other arrow is going off, these are the motivating factors. The motivating factors will increase job satisfaction. These are the two factors. There are two ways. Those that are decreasing job satisfaction, and the other one is motivating job satisfaction. We also have the Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Another widely accepted description of human needs is the concept of hierarchy of needs, developed by Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow is an American psychologist. He theorized that human beings possess 5 basic needs, which according to him are arranged in order in which individuals generally strive to satisfy them. These needs include physiological needs, security or safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. We can see it in a diagrammatical way now. These are the, if you look at the physiological, you can see the indication of bed, food, and other things. Then the safety need, the love or belonging needs, esteem need, and self-actualization. It is in the form of a pyramid. So there is no way you can have the love or the esteem needs without satisfying the physiological or safety. This simply indicates that these ones are the foundation. You have to have the foundation before you build upon the foundation. Physiological needs, these are biological needs, and it relates to the normal functioning of the body. It includes need for water, food, shelter, rest, air, and other essentials of life. If you didn't eat, you cannot walk. They said an hungry man is an angry man. So without eating, without water, without shelter, these are basic needs that one must have to achieve. Then after achieving this, we have the security or the safety need. Once the biological needs have been met, the security of this or the safety need will set in to dominate the behavior of the worker. These are related to individual need for protection against harm, such as physical, psychological, and economic disaster. For example, worker safety need to be satisfied through health insurance policy, good pension plans, guaranteed job security, safe working condition, and etc. So all these are security needs. After achieving that security needs, one's ego and mind will move towards achieving the social needs. The social needs is, human being is a social animal, having desire or need to associate with others, give and receive love, and feel a sense of belonging. This is the first level of needs that money cannot satisfy. We earlier said that motivation is not about money. So there are things money cannot buy. There are things money cannot do. So motivation, when we talk about motivation, is not always about money. We have the esteem need. This is the 4th stage. After the social needs have been satisfied, individuals' action and behavior begin to move by the desire for recognition, the need for self-respect, and the need to be respected. It should be understood that the concern of individuals at this stage is about achievement, prestige, independence, status, etc., such as productivity awards, national honor, prestigious title, promotion, and etc. This is the first stage of the needs. Then the last one, that is the highest on the ladder of the Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs, is self-actualization. The self-actualization represents the need to maximize whatever potential an individual possesses. In other words, Maslow defined it as the desire to become more what one is, to become everything one is capable of. This is the highest or last stage on the Maslow's ladder. When a worker has reached this stage or point, he or she may work not simply to make money or to impress others, but also because the task is worthwhile unsatisfied. Strategies for motivating employee productivity in organization. There are many strategies to improve employee motivation in an organization, but we draw some few ones for the purpose of this paper. The first one we have here is the theory X and Y of Douglas McGregory. One strategy for motivating employee that is consistent with human relations focuses on the assumption that managers possess about nature of human being. Douglas McGregory identified two sets of this assumption. There are two sets of this assumption. That's why there are theories X and Y. According to theory X, anyway, these are assumptions developed by Douglas McGregory, which managers can use to categorize or classify the workers they have. When you put on a worker in an organization, those workers have their own natural behavior, first of all. Every worker, everybody has natural behavior. So after that natural behavior, they have their attitude towards their work. That's why McGregory developed this theory, so that you use this theory to classify the category of your worker, then you use that theory to solve the situation. The theory X is saying that the employees dislike work and will avoid it if possible. Employees dislike work and will avoid it if possible. Human beings naturally work towards achieving happiness and pleasure and avoid pain. So some workers view coming to work or working as a way of punishment or as a pain. So they may avoid it at all costs. This is a utilitarian theory developed by Jeremy Bentham and other utilitarians. They are talking about human beings naturally work towards achieving happiness and avoid pain. So some workers think that coming to work and working is painful, so they will try to avoid it if possible at all costs. And there is one research which is showing that about 70% of workers hate their job. 70% of workers hate their job. They come to work as if they are forcing them to come. So because of this likeness to work, the employees must be forced, must be controlled, directed, or sometimes even threatened with punishment, warning, query, and other things to motivate them to put forth enough to achieve organizational objectives. The average person prefers to be directed. If you give somebody a task, normal person needs to be directed. He's waiting for you to tell him this, do this, do that. So wishes to avoid responsibility. If you ask somebody, when you are working in a group, if you have somebody who will volunteer to write report, who will volunteer to do this, you will not see any volunteer because people avoid responsibility and has relative or little ambition. Some people, if they got job now, if they are employed, they don't care whether they are promoted, whether they don't care about anything. So they have little ambition and want security. They have job security. If you give them employment now to work in your organization, tomorrow they will come back, sir, when is our confirmation coming? When they confirm them to, their job is now secured, they will start moving from one place to another. So these are assumptions of theory X. This is the first assumption. In contrast, that is in contradiction, however, to theory X, theory Y are assumptions managers should constantly strive to use in dealing with an employee. Theory Y assumes that work is as natural as play. The way you go and play, the way you go and rest at home. Work is just simple as it is, like this. People will work hard to achieve an objective if they are committed. If an worker or an employee is committed, he will work even without supervision. This is what this theory X is saying, the assumption. This commitment is tied to the rewards they will get for achieving this objective. So this reward in cycle, this reward is very important. And we earlier said that reward is not only money. So some people are working because of this reward that they will get after achieving those objectives. Under proper condition, under ideal situation, people not only accept responsibility, but they may also seek for it. Sometimes some employees will come to their supervisor, sir, what can I do? Ma, what will I do? They will keep on asking. Many people are able to use their imagination and creative talent in solving organizational problems. This story is saying that when you involve your staff, when you bring them closer, some staff are creative, they are creative naturally. They have innovations and they will develop some things that will solve problems in relation to organization. This is theory. This is the theory X in red, while the theory Y is in green. What theory X is saying is that we dislike work. We find it very boring and will avoid it if possible. We must force or coerce to make the right effort. Sometimes you have to force your workers before they come to work. That is what theory X is saying. We will rather be directed than accept responsibility. Sometimes you have to force work on them. We have to force responsibility on your subordinate. We are motivated by mainly by money and fears about their job. Sometimes those people on this category, sometimes they fear threats more than the motivating factors. Most of us have little creativity because of the reluctance. People are reluctant, so sometimes they have less creativity. Because even if you have this idea, if you didn't dwell on it, you cannot develop any idea. And on the other hand, theory Y is saying we need to work and we want to make interest out of it. We will direct ourselves towards targets we accept. We will seek and accept responsibility under normal condition. Under the right condition, we are motivated by desire to realize our own potential. We are highly creative, but we are rarely recognized, such as given the opportunity to be. And look at it, theory X. The worker is resting. He put his legs on the chair, on the table. So he's not even ready to work. And the theory Y is showing that somebody who is ready to work and even crossing the hurdle. The next one is behavior modification. You cannot talk about motivation without talking about behavior modification. What if your staff fall under those category X? What will you do? So you have to acquire this knowledge of behavioral modification as a manager. So we earlier said that as an individual or a worker in an organization, they have their own actual behavior. That is why here we said actual behavior is very important. For you as a manager, the actual behavior of that particular staff is very important. And so also the reason behind it. If you used to notice one of your staff always angry, always frustrated, always angry, it is actual behavior. So also, why is he always angry? Why is he always rude? So also it is important to know the reason behind it as a manager. In most cases, the only way to know how motivated your staff are is through ways in which they behave. This includes what they say, that is their expression, their gesture, and their stand, the way they react when you talk, the way they behave when you walk. One strategy that is also consistent with modern human relation thought and which managers can use in motivating employee reflects on a concept developed by B.F. Skinner. B.F. Skinner is also an American psychologist, which is known as behavioral modification. It focuses on modifying and encouraging appropriate behavior. We talk about the actual behavior and the reason behind them. So what if you find out a worker has the actual behavior and you also found out the reason behind it? So what do you do? What you need to do is focus on modifying and encouraging the appropriate behavior. This is the Operand Conditioning. It is also developed by B.F. Skinner. We have two categories. We have the reinforcer and the behavior. The behavior means that is the actual behavior of the worker. The reinforcer is coming from the organization. So the reinforcer is saying that positive stimulus. When a worker A, did a good job, completed his assignment or task, he will receive positive stimulus. Positive stimulus will come in the form of reward, recognition, or even praise words. You have done well done. You have done great. You recommend the staff. Then it will what? It will increase. It will increase the behavior. That is, it will increase the repeat or the frequency of that behavior. And if the worker have a negative stimulus, he did something wrong, and you warn him, you threaten him, or you even call him to order, it will increase behavior. It will increase the good behavior. It will reduce the frequency and occurrence of the negative activities. When you come to the actual behavior that the workers come with it, they have the negative consequences. Every action has consequences. It can be positive or negative. So those bad behavior, the actual behavior that the worker has, will bring about negative consequences. When they have negative consequences, it will decrease their behavior. They will not work hard. It will decrease their behavior. On the other hand, if no reinforcement is coming at all, no recognition, no calling him to order, no threat, no whatever, no reward, so it will also decrease behavior. And we have behavior for rules for behavior modification techniques. These are rules that you use as a manager or a supervisor to moderate the behavior of your staff. Rule number 1 says to be effective, as a staff to be effective in an organization, reinforcement should be based on performance. reinforcement. When we talk about reinforcement, we have the positive reinforcement and we have the negative reinforcement. Reinforcement should be based on performance. When worker A did a great job, a reward or a recognition or a reinforcement, positive reinforcement should come. And when he did the otherwise, negative reinforcement should also follow. So performance should be based on reinforcement. Rule number 2, be aware that failure to respond can also modify behavior. E.g., failure to appreciate or praise a deserving subordinate may cause that subordinate to perform poorly next time. When the staff did good work and no reinforcement at all, it will make him not to repeat that stimulus again. Rule number 3 says that be sure to inform all individuals what they can do to get reinforcement. As a supervisor or as a manager, you need time to communicate with your staff. Tell them clearly. This is talking about setting a goal. Setting a goal, that is the mission or the vision of your organization, the target. Set the target clearly. Let it be smart. That is a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Let it be smart in principle. Tell them this is what we want to achieve. Communicate to them clearly. This will enable everyone to adjust his or her performance accordingly. Rule number 4 says, advise subordinates when what they are doing is wrong. Advise them. Call them to order. Call them into your office as a supervisor or as a manager. Talk to them one-on-one. Understand their situation. Make it clear that what they consider as acceptable and unacceptable behavior. In any organization, we have what we call the organization culture. Things that are accepted and unacceptable. Even it includes dressing mode. Sometimes you call your staff in order into order, talk to them, make them understand that these are the acceptable and unacceptable behavior in this organization. Rule number 5 says, don't punish in front of others. When you want to punish, that is the negative stimulus. Don't punish in front of others. Public refinements demotivate and humiliate the employee. Sometimes it embarrasses the employee. But discipline must be done. Because we said don't punish them in front of others, that doesn't mean that discipline should not be done. Discipline must be done. Number 6 said, be fair and consistent. That is transparency. Be fair and consistent. Be just, equity. Punishment should be the same for every wrong act. Reward or positive stimulus should be the same for every good act. The consequences of behavior should be appropriate and same for everyone. For everyone. Try to identify, guidelines for motivating employees. Try to identify and understand the needs and personal goal of your staff. Try to understand their potential. Study them well, dwell on their behavior. Try to understand their potential. Be aware of your assumption. Be careful of your assumption as a manager or as a supervisor, which may be false and misleading sometimes. Not all the time. Remember that money is not the only motivator. Many other rewards, which you can influence may be more effective than money in getting your staff to work hard. Set clear performance expectations for your staff. We have talked about setting goals and targets, which are realistic and achievable, and it should be smart in nature. If possible, involve your subordinate in setting their own target. That is why the other times, all the staff of MPC were involved in setting strategic plan, in developing the strategic plan of the center. This is what we're talking about. Involve all other subordinates in setting the target of the organizations. Always recognize achievement by praise or some other words. Sometimes praise the staff. Praise them for doing well. Do not alter targets or goal without consulting with the staff concerned. If you set a target to a particular staff, when you are changing or altering anything in those goals or the targets, you need to consult with the staff. If changes are necessary, this will be agreed upon. You need to agree between you and the person that is working towards achieving those targets. Harness the strength of group. Teamwork is very important. Study your workers well. Know their strength, know their weakness. If you know their strength and their weakness, you know how to group them. You know how to harness their potential in a group. Group pressure can affect motivation positively and negatively. Sometimes when you are in a group, if those who are not working the behavior, the bad behavior they portray in that group will also affect the group negatively. And when they're trying their best and they are showing more commitment towards achieving those targets, the positive behavior they have will also make the group to develop positively. Keep your staff informed about what is going on in the organization. Benefits of employee motivation. We were talking about employee motivation. So what are the benefits? One may ask, what is the benefit of all this employee motivation, this and that that we are talking about? First of all, when the staff are motivated, when your staff are highly motivated, it will bring low level of absenteeism. They will like coming to work. They will love their job. Workers will love their job. Because they love the job, they keep on coming to work every day. Maybe the environment is conducive, maybe you have good plans like the pension plan, job security, and the rest. So it will reduce level of absenteeism. Retention of workers and low level of turnover. Staff may not be leaving that particular organization. It will bring about low level of staff turnover. Staff will not be leaving the organization anyhow, moving in from one place to another because the staff are highly motivated. Improved relation among management and workers. It will bring about cordial relationship between the workers and the management. That is what we call industrial harmony. Improve worker performance. It will bring about productivity. It will improve productivity of that particular staff, and hence it will in turn improve the organizational productivity. Improve quality of product and services. Hence, it will bring about customer satisfaction. In a nutshell, motivated workers are more innovative, creative, proactive, healthier, work better as a team, and promote the image of the organization. We said they are healthier because they will be less frustrated, there will be less depression and other diseases like hypertension and the rest. Effects of poor motivation. What if your staff are not motivated? It will bring about low productivity among the employees. This may affect the organization as a whole. It will bring about a lot of work-related problems, diseases such as the high blood pressure. We talk about depression, anger, and the rest. Employee turnover and absenteeism. It will bring about staff leaving the organization, to turning on, turning off. Some of them will not decide not to come to work because they are not motivated at all. It will bring about industrial disharmony. That is, it will bring about they will not have cordial relationship between the staff and the management. It will not bring about industrial harmony. In conclusion, achieving organizational productivity is very important as far as the survival of any organization is concerned. When an organization achieves higher productivity, the standard of life of the people will be changed because individuals will be rewarded. Hence, it is important for those in control of organization to employ various strategies of motivating their staff for effective and efficient production of goods and services. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate this presentation. We're so grateful for that. And I'm sure we have learned a lot from this presentation today. He's concluded by saying achieving organizational productivity is very important as far as the survival of any organization is concerned. So when we are planning, or we hope that our organization should move beyond where it is, then we should be able to consider the motivation of our staff. Thank you very much once again, sir. We have seen that this presentation today is very apt at this very point where workers are struggling with organizations are struggling with organizational performance, and workers are feeling unmotivated in their various places of work. But today he has taken us through all the requirements or all the phases that is being required to take us through by improving our organizational performance. He took us through the Herzberg two-factor theory and various other theories, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He explains that properly, talked about theory X, theory Y. I'm sure we know that quite some people feel, like the theory X will say, they have this assumption that employees dislike work and are lazy, they dislike responsibility and must be coerced to perform. While the theory Y tells us that, or the assumption is that employees like to work, they are creative, they seek responsibility, and they exercise self-direction. He also went ahead to tell us the strategies for motivating employee productivity in organizations. He didn't stop there, but he moved on to even talk about behavior modification. Talks about the operant conditioning, the reinforcer, and the behavior, which is very nice. We really appreciate that. That has exposed us to the various ways in which we can increase behavior or decrease behavior. He went ahead to talk about the rules for behavior modification and the guidelines for motivating your subordinates or your staff, before he now ended up with the benefits of employee motivation, and then rounded up with the effects of having poor motivation in an organization. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Now, without wasting time, we're going to proceed to the question and answer segment. So if you have questions and comments or contributions, please do well to raise your hand right now or put it in the chat box so that the presenter can do justice to your concerns. Thank you. Please raise your hand. You'll be called upon, or you put it in the chat box. If you have questions, comments, contributions, this is now time for intellectual discourse. Please go ahead. Okay, I'm yet to see any hand up. Any hand, any comments, any contribution? If you don't have comments, you can make a contribution. We are here to learn. So I believe that people can make contribution to learning at this point in time. Okay. I haven't seen any hand. I haven't seen any comments. I just don't want to assume that there's no comment at all today. No, there should be. There should be. At least we can commend the speaker for the presentation. We can contribute, add more to what he has said, and ask questions. While we're waiting for others, I would like to ask the presenter, sir, in terms of looking at the organizational space of National Productivity Center, what can you say about staff motivation? Or how can we improve? What can you say generally about staff motivation in terms of enhancing organizational performance? How do you see us putting up this staff motivation as a means of improving our productivity? And then after that, I think I would also want to know how you have done. There's still room for productivity center can improve in terms of staff motivation so that it can enhance the organizational performance of national productivity. Did you get my question, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So I think.
Are you through with the question?
Yes. Yes.
So can I go ahead now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, we were talking about motivation, and talking about the NPC, National Productivity Center as an organization, looking at the staff generally, I can say we are motivated to some certain level, because in the procedure of taking this presentation, I talk about where staff are involved, in putting their head together in producing the strategic plan of that organization. I also talk about staff involvement is very important. And when we are talking about this Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we talk about the security needs, where we talk about proper pension plans, where we talk about proper pension plans and other job security, other policies that may ensure job security like the health insurance and the rest. Not any staff in productivity that will complain about job security or any other things. And the staff are generally involved in the setting targets and other things. And most of the staff, I don't know in other states, but in our case, most of the time we have cordial relationship with the management. That is the state coordinator and other things. So when the staff are motivated, when they have cordial relationship with their supervisors, they would like to come to work. They would like to come to work because the environment is conducive. When target is being set, it will be communicated to you properly. When you have things to do, they will communicate to you properly. And when there are any alteration in those goals and objectives, it will also communicate it to you properly. So we will not talk about issue of communication or communication blockage or barrier to communication in National Productivity Center, I believe. Because we have this Facebook, we have the WhatsApp group, we have the Telegram group where everything is being communicated to the staff day in, day out. So issue of communication is very important in the issue of motivation. And what we said about theory X and theory Y, these are assumptions the managers will use after studying the actual behavior of their staff, and they will use it properly to control the way staff are. Because organizations are now moving from command and control to consent now. So motivating factors are very important in making the staff to work, more especially during this COVID-19 era, where staff are working from home. So if staff are not motivated, somebody will just put in his laptop and his bag and will be resting at home. And then you are waiting in the office that the social person is working at home. So if staff are motivated, staff can work anywhere. They can work in their car, they can work. As you can see, we are doing this seminar now. I'm in Maiduguri, you are in Abuja now. And I have been waiting for this opportunity to present more than a year ago. So this is a sign of proper motivation. So I don't know if you understood what I'm saying.
Sure, is well understood. Thank you very much, Mr. Babagana Modu Aji. Thank you for that elaborate explanation on how staff are being motivated in National Productivity Center. I asked this question because quite a number of staff feel that they are not being motivated. But I think we have seen how the National Productivity Center carries the staff along. We have an open door policy in National Productivity Center. Everybody is allowed to, okay, go ahead, sir.
And we said factors that motivate one staff cannot motivate other. So when you are talking about motivation, that's why most of this theory of motivation have been developed by psychologists. It's the attitude of mind. So what definitely motivates me may not necessarily motivate you. So after saying all this that I have been saying, one may disagree with me. And one may have a reason to disagree with me. Because we said naturally motivating factors are different for each and every person.
Yeah.
Yes. Are we together?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Just like he has rightly said, one factor that motivates me might not be the factor that will motivate you. So we have to all look at those things. But at the same time, there are some common factors that may be an underlying principle for almost everybody. We also have another comment in the chat box from one of our staff, Mr. Kabil Jibril Yelwa. He said other forms of motivation that is widely used in organizations is the carrot and stick approach, where carrot stands for reward and stick stands for punishment. And that is very true. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Okay. All right, other people are just thanking you for the wonderful presentation so far. I don't know, let me still check in the gallery if we still have a hand raised. Okay, I haven't seen any hand raised. I think that is it for now. All right. All I can say is that this was a wonderful presentation and we have learned a lot. So I will hand us over to the Director and Head of Department of the Productivity Capacity Building Department, Dr. Mrs. Titilola Oshati, for her remarks. And then we'll call this presentation to a close. Thank you very much, Ma. Please unmute yourself from over there. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you very much, Engineer Linda. I want to appreciate the presenter, Mr. Babagana Aji, for that well-researched paper. I don't need to go through over the paper again because the moderator has already summarized what you have said, and the question and answer period time. And all what I want to say is that you have really done well. You've reminded us of the theories and everything and how we can come in. And again, I want to comment on that theory, X and Y. I want each and every one of us to place ourselves side by side with this theory, migratory theory. Are we on Y side or are we on X side? I'm talking to the old members of the staff of MPC now. Do we force us to work? Or do we motivate ourselves? Are we proactive in working? Do we motivate even ourselves to work? Like Mr. Babagana has said that the center has been trying to motivate us by allowing us to operate an open door policy, encouraging staff to work together as a team. Even we ourselves, are we encouraging ourselves to work in the center? Are we moving forward? Are we moving the center forward? That's my question I want to leave behind, so that you just go back to that theory X and Y and place yourself where you think you are. If you're on the negative side, you better move to the positive side so that together we can move the center forward. Secondly, I want to comment on the participation. The highest we can record was 55 and it has now dropped to 51. And you know the strength of staff of MPC. We have over like 500 staff and only 50, average of 50 is participating. That's a poor attendance. Like the acting DG said, that attendance is very, very important. And you know this thing is it's being recorded automatically. You will see yourself as you have entered. And when you are going out, it is being seen, it's being recorded by the digital team. It's not at the end of the year, you will not say that, okay, you are there, they didn't record your name. It's being recorded electronically now. Your name, your device is being recorded. And you know the DJ, Dr. Kashim Ako, told us in the last presentation that is going to be regarded as part of our grade for promotion. So as from next year, we started recording now because the last promotion has been done. If you know you are going for the next promotion, you better get seated and then get prepared, be attending. And even if you are not going for promotion next year, it's going to be accumulated for the next 3 or whatever years that is remaining for you to go for your promotion exercise. It's not just only for promotion exercise alone. In-house seminar is for us to develop ourselves, to be able to write a good research paper as a research officer, as a program officer, or even in admin or in account department. As a productivity staff, you should be able to write a good paper and be able to present it. It's a means of presenting paper by allowing people to present now. So you develop the skill of presentation. And again, writing of quality paper. Like the experience we had in the last journal, we are putting together is already in press now. The comment of the external examiner, the external the prof that examined the paper, that edited the paper, complained about poor writing. So we need to develop ourselves now. It's not just only writing paper now. You need to write a research paper. They begin to have all the stages of writing a research work. You must have your introduction. You must have your statement of problem. The methodology. The next one you'll be preparing next year, you'll be presenting next year, you are going to send the guideline to the department and the state offices, how to be writing a quality paper now. It's not just summarizing a paper and then presenting it. No, we want to see the quality of the paper you have written before you want to present to everybody. Because if I can see an external person in the participation today, so it's not just for national productivity staff members alone. Other people are joining this Zoom. So we need to be presenting a quality paper. So go and dust your methodology textbook and begin to read and know how to write a quality paper. And apart from that, the DG has promised to retrain us, because we have done it before, research methodology. It's going to train us next year on how to write a quality research paper. But before we do that, please go and dust your paper, because we are all graduates, and read on how to write a publishable paper and again to be able to present it. The third one is that as from next year, all the zonal offices, state offices, to send the names of those people that are going to present for 2022 before the end of this year, so that we'll be able to schedule each and every one at the appropriate time. And again, the DG has already mandated that each state office must be presenting 2 in-house seminars in each state. Every month you must present 2 in-house seminars. And the other, but we have to know the date of your presentation, so that we're not going to schedule the headquarters normal in-house seminar, which everybody joined from all the state offices, so that there won't be a clash. So all the state coordinators, we're going to send a letter or a memo concerning that, so that you must have at least 2 papers, 2 in-house seminar within in a month in your state office, and then 1 to be presented at the national. So that one will be Zoom for everybody to participate. And lastly, I wouldn't want us to see this in-house seminar as something that we just need to be commending. Yes, it's good to commend, but there must be a critique of the paper. Criticizing the paper doesn't mean that the author has not done well. It's to improve on that which the author has presented. Like only one person added something to what Mr. Babagana has presented today, which is a plus. So this is an avenue for us to rub minds together to make that paper a quality paper, even to be published. That's the essence of this in-house seminar. And that is why it is being Zoomed, so that everybody will participate and criticize, and then give a constructive criticism to make the paper good. So there's no perfect paper. There's no way you can do a paper, you think that that's the most perfect paper. Someone, somewhere, we see something about it or to add to it. Like the monitor asked us to contribute to the paper, only one person did that. And they said we should ask questions. Some people believe that if you ask questions, you are running the person down. No, you are exposing everybody to have more knowledge about that which is being presented. That is about the in-house seminar. And I want to appreciate the acting DG. I wouldn't know, maybe he still have a comment or something to say, because I can see him. Maybe he has one thing to say before the moderator round up the exercise. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, HOD. you have said it all. You have actually captured what I want to say on behalf of management. First and foremost, I want to commend the presenter for doing a good job. He has confidence behind him. He has actually researched his paper and has done well. The second thing I want to say is, just like you said lastly, criticisms of a paper is not actually running down the presenter. It's giving him more strength, the views of others with regards to his paper. So he should sit up. Others should therefore contribute by giving a critique of the paper. It is normal. We are a quasi-academic institution. We go into researches, so it's normal to criticize a paper. And the other one is to commend the digital team for doing a good job. This time around, there is virtually little or no network failure. Thank you for improving. It's in our tradition to always improve and do better, whatever we have done in the past. The DG has said before, and I want to say it now on his behalf, that the management is resolved to improving on the status that is available with regards to motivation now. The management has resolved, and you have succinctly captured it by saying next year, the management is going to revisit the training on paper writing, report writing, and others, those areas that are very critical to us. Those that have not had the training will have it. Those that have had the training is going to be a refresher course for them. We should be grateful to management. In other words, I'm acknowledging here that management has resolved to be on the side of staff by motivating them, because they know the best can only come out of staff when they are properly motivated. The last one is to actually thank your team, you and your team, Dr. Oshati, for doing a good job. The attendance in particular is very, very discouraging. You've said it. The total number of staff is approaching 500. Maximum we could record, I was following it, though I was busy writing one or two things, I was following it. The maximum we could get was about 55. Please improve on that. Record is taken, attendance is taken. When we come to take decisions on that, do not say you were not told. You are hereby informed. May I at this point use this forum to inform those in headquarters that on 29th of November, that is Monday, there will be the celebration of Foundation Day lectures. The venue is Merit House. The notice will come out tomorrow, but this is like an advance notice. Please come out en masse so that we celebrate this program. We hope with proper funding, next time it is being celebrated, the states will be involved to celebrate. For now, it's coming up only in headquarters, as has been our tradition. But because we want to reach out to even the states, with proper funding and backup, we think we'll be able to do it next time we are celebrating. It comes after every 2 years. So let's sit up. Those in headquarters, you are hereby informed. Let's all come out in mass to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Ma, for that. Just like the acting DG have said, with proper motivation of the staff, they will be propelled to do more, and productivity of organizations, especially MPC, will be enhanced. Thank you. We want to also let you know that you go into your chat box and you're going to see the Facebook. This very paper presentation is streamed live on Facebook. And what that means is that at any given point in time, you go onto the National Productivity Center Facebook page, you are going to find this presentation. And going forward from now, the digital media team will be streaming any in-house seminar presentation live on Facebook. And that is another means of creating publicity for the National Productivity Center. So you go to the chat box. I advise you to go to the chat box. You're going to see our social media handles. Facebook is at National Productivity Center, at NG We also have an Instagram page, our Instagram handle at Productivity News. So please, we forms. So please, I advise that. Thank you very much. We also have a LinkedIn handle. So please, all put there at the national at the chat. It is very, very important. I hope that at the end of digital media team will see that all the people in attendance today would have got their handle to like it. If all the staff and of the center are able to like our LinkedIn, like it and add as a friend, and all be part of what is happening on the social media, so create more visibility for national. Not only that, comments on that, whichever one you find yourself. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the acting director of the National Productivity Center, Malap. We appreciate the director and head of department of capacity building department, Dr. Titilo, for putting this together. We also want the officer in charge of in-house seminars, Mrs. Emotion, Mojishol, for putting this also and ensuring that all are ready and good to go. We also venue to appreciate the digital, ensuring that this has run smoothly. Very much. We appreciate also HOD and productivity capacity building department for us to move as a ensuring that everything about in-house seminar is in place. Thank you. We appreciate the presenter, Aji, for doing a wonderful job, and we look at that paper presented to you. And I also want to please inform the state that those of you that were not able to present here, you are going to be brought over or brought forward. Yes, you will have next year. And those state offices that have presented, going to present next year for 2020. I did not present, you present both for the 2021-22. So I think it is better for the state so that you present just your paper you are supposed to present. Goes to department in the headquarters that were all present their papers. So please be packed full. It's going to be driven here, a lot of in-house seminar, and they will be streamed live on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel on the chat box. Point in time, like Dr. Mrs. You can always go back to these various channels and listen to these papers again. Develop your own papers, and you can, with regards to promotion as they come. Lastly, I want the members of staff of National Center from the headquarters and offices. We appreciate you all. And into this meeting using their device. I want to let you know that we cannot attendance because no come on 12 like that. We don't know what that means. If you're here and you know that your name, please can you there click on the participant button, then click on, and you will see the icon rename yourself to who you, so that we'll be able to know who. And those of you that are on more, I can see here 3 or 4 or 5 people, especially those that have put on their in them, but we wouldn't know who are. So please, those of you are more also, I think it would be nice for you to put on the attendance sheet. I mean, on the, we know those that are computed, but for next time, it's better for you to join with you, automatically captured, take about your attendance very much. And I want to say, I'll see you soon in-house seminar present. Have a lovely day, stay productive, and be is still real and please be safe as members activity center. God bless you. Don't forget to check, go and like it, our YouTube handle, Twitter. Okay, Twitter is, Twitter comes on. We also have a link. Please just proceed here now to all these pages and like it. And have significant social media presence productivity center.